The pride of Quincy, Illinois, Sherry Preston. Good morning, Sherry.
Good morning, guys.
All right.
How are you?
We're doing good. So explain net neutrality and why it's such a big deal.
Okay, net neutrality. What net neutrality is the principle that everything on the Internet should be equal for everybody. It's the way the Internet has been since the very beginning. President Obama passed this law in 2015 that said, it would keep in effect net neutrality and it would stay open for everyone and it would be equal for everyone. That means equal access. Like if you want to download something from Amazon or Hulu and you want to watch it on your computer, you can do that, and you can also go to a very much smaller site and be able to get there just as quickly and just as easily. Well, the FCC has repealed that rule and now says that, there are different rules that can be in effect and different companies can do different things on the Internet. A lot of people are afraid that big companies like AT&T, Comcast will block access to certain sites and services that they don't own, will charge content from companies and for faster delivery and will slow certain web connections. So that is what is concerning to a lot of people out there.
A lot of people say, Sherry, that net neutrality is going away, but really we're just going back to the way it used to be, and the Internet worked fine when it first got started.
Well, I don't think you're going to see any changes today. You're not going to see, things have changed a lot since when the Internet first started. I mean, you've got companies that have become vastly bigger and they own certain parts of it. There are companies that say 100% we're not AT&T, Verizon, we're not going to change the way we do things. Others say they're not quite sure. There's an online site called Quartz that interviewed about 20 Internet experts and said, what do you think will happen with this? And their predictions are the top three things they think will happen is that certain content will be blocked, certain content will be slowed and throttled, content that maybe you have AT&T and maybe something from Verizon Fios might be slower on your Internet service. That's a concern. And the third thing is that small businesses and startups will find it a lot more difficult to try to compete, to try to get their content out there on the web if trying to get to them is slowed down.
Yeah, a lot of people saying Netflix never would have happened if we have these current rules because they weren't on an equal footing with, say, Time Warner.
Yes, exactly. That's it. Another thing that net neutrality does is that from now on, everything that goes on the Internet is under the governance of the Federal Trade Commission, not the Federal Communications System. So changing it from the FCC to the FTC, what that does is the Federal Communications Commission has the ability to make rules that these companies have to abide by. Shifting it over to the FTC, what that does, it's more like a court system. So if you see something going on, you have to file suit. You have to go through the process after it's already been done. They don't have the ability to make the laws, to make the things that people have to follow. And the FTC, those are the people that also do the recalls and everything else. They're already swamped, and it's just not the way that commission works. It's very different from the way the FCC works, and people say that they are concerned about that as well. So again, you're not going to notice anything probably today, maybe not in the next week or the next month, but you're going to have to wait and see how this all plays out over the next year or so.
Sherry Preston, ABC News correspondent. Thanks, Sherry. Good stuff.
Take care. Bye.